Today I am going to start with the first experiment. So that is estimation of a hardness of water by EDTA method. So for this experiment, what are the apparatus we are requiring? Just we will see. So this is a burette which is fixing to the burette stand, conical flask, beaker, pipette and the measuring cylinder or a measuring jar. So these are the apparatus requiring for this experiment. What are the chemicals requiring for this experiment? So first we are requiring is the EDTA solution, buffer solution, and this is the indicator we are using, that is the EBT indicator. So EBT is nothing but a erythrone black tea, and abbreviation form of EDTA, so ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So these are the solutions. At the same time we are requiring a water also, so hard water. So hard water here we are taking is nothing but a tap water. In the estimation of a hardness of water, so what is the general principle? So what is meant by a hardness and what are the salts that are responsible for a hardness cause? And here, so there are two types of hardness. So this is hardness mainly seen in a hard water, as we know. So that is the water is of two types. One is the hard water and the other is the soft water. In the hard water, we have to find out the hardness. So hardness causing salt. So there are two types of hardnesses, like a temporary hardness and a permanent hardness. And a temporary hardness, so salts responsible for this temporary hardness are the calcium and magnesium salts of a bicarbonate. So here bicarbonate salts of a calcium and a magnesium. So these are the responsible. These are the salts responsible for a temporary hardness. And here permanent hardness. So what are the salts for a permanent hardness? Like nitrates, chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. So here, so permanent hardness, so these are the salts responsible for a permanent hardness. Nitrates, chlorides, sulfates of a calcium and a magnesium that are responsible for a permanent hardness. And here, how we can remove a temporary hardness? So this temporary hardness can be easily removed by the method. So this process can be done in our lab itself. So where we can remove a temporary hardness by simple boiling method, and their permanent hardness we can remove. So this is somewhat tough to remove permanent hardness in the lab. So some industrial methods are there, like zeolite method, ion exchange and lime soda process. So these are the some of the methods where we can remove a permanent hardness of a water. Now we will see what is the general structure of a EDTA. So as I said, so what are the solutions we are requiring, like a EDTA and a buffer solution and a EBT indicator. So now we will see what is the structure of a EDTA. So EDTA, so structure, shall I let me write a structure of a EDTA. So abbreviated form, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So ethylene, first we have to write a structure of a ethylene. So where I am removing a pi bond, that is substituted by a diamine, ethylene diamine, and again I am replacing the two hydrogen atoms by the acetyl group. So as I said, tetraacetic acid, so CH2, so here I am represented with the bond, so CH2 COOH, CH2 COOH, CH2 COOH, CH2 COOH. So this is the general structure of a EDTA. So here in our titration we are not using a EDTA solution. Why we are not EDTA solution? Why we are not using a EDTA solution? Due to the instability of EDTA, we are using a disodium salt of EDTA. So where, so disodium salt of a EDTA, that is the solution we are using. So simply H plus ions are replaced by a sodium. Disodium salt of EDTA. So where H plus is this is the disodium salt of a EDTA. And here this structure is called as a hexadentate structure. So hexadentate ligand. So why we are calling this structure as the hexadentate ligand? So here 6 such groups are there, like a nitrogen and a CH2CO minus, CH2CO minus, CH2CO minus and a CH2. So that means 4 groups and 2 nitrogens. So what is meant by a ligand? So ligand is a group which is having the capacity to donate a lone pair of an electron. So such how many groups are there here? So 4 and a 2. So 4 plus 2, so 6 such groups are there. Hence this structure is called as a hexadentate ligand. In this experiment, first step we are having is the estimation of a total hardness. So for estimation of a total hardness, what is the procedure we need to follow? So here I have pipetted out a 20 ml of a hard water. So this is a hard water. So I have collected from the tap. So here from this I have pipetted a 20 ml of a hard water, and to that we are adding a 10 ml. So 10 ml of a buffer solution. So ammonical buffer. So to the hard water I am adding a buffer solution and 2 to 3 drops of a EBT indicator. So EBT is nothing but a erythrone black tea. So 2 drops is enough. So where I am observing a color, so that is the wine red color. So now titrate. So meanwhile fill the burette with a EDTA solution. So disodium salt of a EDTA solution. Now titrate the solution with a EDTA. So I am titrating the solution with a EDTA. So where the certain so here this is the end point. So one more drop I will add. So wine red, that is changes to blue color. So this is the end point. So wine red to blue colors. So now we have to enter the burette reading. So I got a burette reading, that is a 6 ml. So total, so here total hardness, so that is a tabular column. So here, so initial reading, burette reading, that is a 0. After titration I got the value, that is a 6. And here what is the difference here? 6. And continue for the second value. So with the same procedure we need to. So again I got a value, that is a 6. So that means here 6 2 I have started. So without filling the burette. So initial reading I took as a 6 and a 12 I got. So the difference is a 6. So like that continue the procedure for the concurrent values. Estimation of a permanent hardness. So estimation of a permanent hardness, the process can be done. So in a beaker I have collected a 100 ml of a tap water or a hard water that should be heated on a Bunsen burner. So tap water which should be heated also, this is a burner, so that should be heated on a Bunsen burner. So where the volume, so 100 ml, that should be reduced to half. So that should be become half of the solution. So that means nearly 50 ml. So up to that we have to boil the water. This is a solution where the volume is reduced to half. So that is the 50 ml. Now this boiled solution. So this is the standard flask where we are preparing a standard solution of a hard water. So here this is the, so how we have to filter the solution. So this is the funnel and this is the filter paper. So now filter the solution. So the water which is boiled, that should be filtered. So this is the hard water which is boiled. So now I am filtering the solution. the solution. So if you will observe on the filter paper, so this is nothing but a hardness, so where we are removing a temporary hardness. So by the boiling we are removing a temporary hardness. So this is a salt of a bicarbonate salts of a calcium and a magnesium. So this is removed by a boiling method. So in the water, now in the water only a permanent hardness is there, that we have to calculate by the titration. So this is the filtered solution in a standard flask. So this solution is not sufficient for our titration. So when we are pipetting out 20 ml, so this solution may not be sufficient for our titration. So just make, so here on the standard flask there is a mark. So up to the mark, make the solution up to the mark with a distilled water. So this is a distilled water, so free from the salts, all the salts. So now I am adding a distilled water up to the mark. Without any air bubble, you have to add slowly. So up to the mark I have added the solution of a water, so to make up the solution. So this is the standard solution of a water. Now I am pipetting out so in this water we have to calculate a permanent hardness. So I am pipetting a 20 ml of the prepared solution after boiling. So pipette out 20 ml of the solution which is prepared in a standard flask. So I pipette out a 20 ml. So to this, so we have to add a buffer solution. So 10 ml of a buffer solution, 20 ml of water, and a buffer solution to this. We have to add a 2 to 3 drops of a EBT indicator. So 2 to 3 drops of a EBT indicator, so which is observing the wine rate. One more drop of that. Meanwhile, fill the burette with a EDTA solution and titrate it again. So wine red color, so which is observing. Now a color change is observing after titration. So wine red to blue. So this is the blue color. So I am observing. So this is the end point. Now take the burette and note the end point. So 3 I got. So this is how we have to. So repeat the same procedure for concurrent values. So and hardness. So after doing the titration, so where I fill the burette, so initial reading that is a 0. After doing the titration, so I got the value that is a color change, so that is nothing but a final burette reading, so that is a 3 ml. So again I have started 3, so I got a 6 ml. So I have repeated with the same procedure by taking the solution and doing the titration. So for a concurrent values with the same procedure. So these are the concurrent values. So if you will see the difference, so 3 we are getting, so 3 3. So these are the concurrent values, and these values should be substituted in a calculation part. Now I will explain the calculation part also, taking the 6 as a concurrent. So here, so now we go with the calculations. So in the calculations, so first we will move with the first, that is a total hardness. So total hardness, so during the titration we got a 6 as a burette reading, and we are going with the concurrent values. So 6 I got. So these are the concurrent values. Now we will see the calculation part step by step. So this is a procedure we need to follow. So 1 liter of a hard water which consists of a 100 grams of a calcium carbonate and a 1 ml of a 1 molar EDTA which is equal to 100 milligrams of calcium carbonate and a 1 ml, so which is a EDT is given as a molarity, that is a 0.01 molar, EDTA consists of 100 into 0.01 mg of a calcium carbonate. So these are the steps we need to remember. So here in a VML of a EDTA, that is equal to 100 into 0.01. This is the volume, that is nothing but your burette reading. And here we need to find out in a 20 ml of a sample, 20 ml of a sample, 100 into 0.01 into volume into 1000 divided by 20. So 1000 divided by 20, and in a 1000 ml, so 1000 ml, so that means nothing but a 1 liter of a sample which consisting of 100 into 0.01. So in place of a V, so V into 1000, so where I am dividing with a 20. So in 1 liter, just I am taking a pipetting a 20 ml of a sample. In that I am finding a total hardness. So 100 into 0.01. So where V is nothing but your burette reading. So burette reading I got is a 6. Just I am substituting the 6 value. So 100 into 0.01 into 6 divided into 1000 divided by 20. So after doing the calculation, so I got a value, so that it is a 300 ppm or 300 mg per liter. So this is a total hardness after doing the calculation. So second step, so we will see the second step calculation. So second step, we have to find out the permanent hardness. So tabular column. So in the tabular column, so that is the initial reading I took as a 0, and the final reading after titration I got a value of a 3 ml. And so again initial reading 3 and a 6. So the difference is a 3. So this is the difference 3. So two concurrent values. So two concurrent values I got. So that is a 3 I am substituting. So same process. So 1 liter of hard water consists of 100 grams of a calcium carbonate, 1 ml of a 1 molar EDTA, which is equal to 100 mg of a calcium carbonate, and 1 ml of 0.01 molar EDTA, which is equal to 100 into 0.01 mg of a calcium carbonate, and VML of a 0.01 EDTA, that is equal to 100, that is multiplied with a 0.01 into volume. So in a 20 ml of a sample, this is 100 into 0.01 into Vmg into 1000 divided by 20. So that is a 20 ml. So here in 1000 ml or in a 1 liter, so which is equal to 100 into 0.01 into V into 1000 divided by 20. So here 20, so in a 20 ml, so from the 1 liter we are pipetting a 20 ml of a sample. So in a place of a V we have to substitute, so that is a burette reading, so I got a 3 value. So after doing that calculation, so calculation I got a 150. So 150 ppm or a 150 mg per liter. So this is the value I got after calculating the permanent hardness. So this is the value for permanent hardness. Now so after calculating a total hardness from the first step and permanent hardness from the second step, we need to find out a temporary hardness. So temporary hardness, how much we have removed. So general form equal to, so general formula, this is a total equal to permanent plus temporary. So temporary equal to, so temporary we have to find out total minus permanent. So total from the first step I got a value, that is a 300, and a minus permanent is no, so from the second step, that is a 150. So 300 minus 150, 150. So 150 is the temporary hardness. So that means, so after titration, where total, temporary and a permanent. So this is a coming in a result. So how much hardnesses we got? So total, where I got a 300 and a temporary. So temporary, that is a 150, and a permanent. So that is from the second step, 150. So units are very must. So here, so a ppm or a mg per liter. So this is up to the calculation. So here, what is the basic principle involved in the titration? So in a hard water, So hard water generally there is a presence of a bivalent cation, so that is a calcium. So bicarbonate salts of calcium and a magnesium, so that are reacting. So to the hard water where I have added a buffer solution and a EBT. So EBT is nothing but a Erichrome black tea. So that is a full form for a EBT, indicator. So indicator we are using is a Erichrome black tea. So to the water I added a Erichrome black tea and buffer solution. So why we are adding a buffer solution? So buffer solution, so here buffer solution we are adding to maintain the pH constant. So to maintain the pH constant means, so here we are using a buffer solution. So here buffer solution which is a mixture of ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. So how buffer solution is prepared means by the mixture of ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. And why we are using a buffer solution means to maintain the pH constant. Generally in a reaction, when there is an addition of any substance from the burette to the conical flask solution, there is a chances of changing the pH value. So in order to maintain a pH constant, we are using a buffer solution. So by using a buffer solution where we are maintaining a pH 9 to 10 value. And here, so calcium and magnesium ions that are reacting with the EBT to form a complex. So calcium and magnesium that are forming the complexes with a EBT indicator. So which is a unstable one. So that's why after the addition of a EBT indicator where we are observing a color that is a wine red color. And here, so which is a stable one, again this compound is titrated with a EDTA. So here EDTA solution. So again that is a compound where we are titrated with the EDTA solution, where it is this calcium and magnesium ions are reacting with the EDTA. So here this is again forming a complex. So calcium and magnesium which are present in the water, that is reacting with the EDTA solution which is forming a complex. So calcium and magnesium complexes are forming, which is a stable one, and leaving the free indicator, so where we are observing the end point like a blue color. So free indicator leaving and a color is observing a blue color. So that is the main principle involving in this experiment. So why we are observing a wine red to blue color means due to the formation of a complex. Hence here, so during the reaction where it is forming a complexes, even EDTA method can also be called as a complexometric titration. So what is the other name for a EDTA method? So EDTA method can also be called as a complexometric titration or a complexometric method. So why we are calling it as a complexometric only means due to the formation of complexes. So here it is forming the complexes during the reaction. So calcium and magnesium that are forming the complexes stable, or it may be a stable or unstable, that is forming a complex with a EBT and a EDTA. So that is the principle involved in this titration. Thank you.